If you don't learn to give thanksgiving to the Lord for what he has done, then he's going to assume that you're not appreciative and he's not going to do anything else for you. He's going to put you in a situation to where you're going to learn that when God does something for you, you're not going to wait 2 weeks. You're not going to wait 2 months. You ain't going to wait 2 seconds. When God does something for you, you're going to immediately learn how to say, Lord, thank you. Wait a minute. And on top of that, you're going to learn to begin to breathe. See, when the Bible says men ought to always pray and not faint. When he said pray without ceasing, some people don't understand. Sometimes prayer is just thanksgiving. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, that's why you're running out of stuff to pray for. Because instead of you praying for things, you need to be giving God the praise. Tell them your prayer can be a prayer of thanksgiving. And look at your neighbor and say, you always got something to be thankful for. So that's why men ought always to pray and not faint. Because when things seem to be hard, when things seem to be unmovable, you can begin to thank God for what he moved for you before, and you'll watch the thing in front of you get moved out the way. Oh, I ain't gonna get no help in here. Look at your neighbor and say, you ought to be thankful. Bless this thing. Y'all gonna make me act up in here today. I'm telling you right now, listen, the saints of God don't understand that when we pray, it is not always communing with God, is not always asking God what he can do for you. God himself likes to be blessed. Tell your neighbor, God likes to be blessed. David said, I will bless the Lord. So when I'm giving prayers of thanksgiving, look at your neighbor and say, I am blessing the Lord. You know how you bless the Lord? You give him thanks. Tell your neighbor, learn to give him thanks. Learn how to give a prayer of thanksgiving. Where your prayer is spent extolling God. Where your prayer is spent uplifting God. Where your prayer is spent building your God up. Oh, y'all don't hear me in here. Look at your neighbor and say, when you learn to build up your God, you'll learn to build up each other. Oh, y'all don't hear me in here. Love is the switch that flips your faith. Huh? Love. You don't have it, you can't operate. I can have faith to move mountains, but if I don't have charity, I can believe all mysteries and to know them. But if I don't have, that's why the Bible teaches us that they will be ever learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of truth. We got more Greek, Hebrew, we got more Bibles, studied Bibles. They done found scrolls, but how much better is it making you live? That's what people are missing. They found Noah's Ark. Has it made you live any better? Has it stopped you from fornicating? Has it stopped you from lying and committing adultery? Has it taught you how to love your neighbor? Then finding Noah's Ark does not move God, but living his word does. So we get all excited about the 10 Commandments, but you ain't keeping none. Oh, y'all ain't gonna help me in here today. But in reality, I don't need your help because the word backs up itself. Jesus said, when I could find no other to swear by, I swore by myself. The word stands alone. It don't need no amen. It'll amen itself. That's why the man that knows God, that's preaching that word, is not confused by folks' faces. He's not moved by the way you look. Come on, somebody. Read.
Earthly means a characteristic of or belonging to this earth. It means carnal, fleshly, material.
Oh, look at us. That's all we want is things.
temporal.
All we love, that's all we hear now being preachers. We got millionaire status, and you ought to be living millionaire status, and you ought to be a millionaire, and that millionaireism is taking you away from God. God wants you to have this. What God wants you to do is be like Jesus. And that's what he asks us to do first. Seek ye the kingdom of and this and all these. But you won't get the other things until you learn how to be like him. Because if you don't learn how to be like him first, the other things going to turn you away from him. And you're going to be like some men that think gain is godliness. But tell your neighbor, you will learn when you live Christ that godliness with contentment is great gain. You know what I found out? You will learn and you will get more things when you learn how to be content where you are. I noticed when we learn how to be content in the last little building we was in, God moves. When we learn how to be content right here, we'll get out of here. We should be seeking to grow when we ain't learned how to be content. Because if we grow before we learn how to be content, we're going to make somebody else twofold a child of hell than we are. Why? Because we're going to be preaching to people to get things over God. But when you learn how to be satisfied and content where you are, God will lift you up. That's what he means, Brother Donald, when he said if you humble yourself under the mighty hand of God. In other words, wherever God's hand sets you. See, the Bible said he led the hand of the Lord carried Ezekiel into a valley of dry bones. He set him in the dry bones, but Ezekiel couldn't come out of them dry bones until he learned how to be content there. Oh, watch what God told him. When you learn how to be content, you'll say, yes, Lord. Tell your neighbor, when you learn how to be content, you'll know how to say, yes, Lord. If your house is leaking, you'll say, yes, Lord. If your car is wobbling, you'll say, yes, Lord. If the car is missing and spitting and backfiring, you will say, yes, Lord. Because I'm learning how to be content. And when I learn how to be content where I am, the hand of the Lord will lift me. I ain't got no help in here today. Let me tell you something. Ezekiel, the Lord said, Ezekiel, when he sat him in the dry bones, Ezekiel didn't go talking. He was listening. See, when you're in whatever situation you're in, you got to be listening. If you're in a situation where you can't find no job, you got to be listening. If you're in a situation where it seems like nothing is working right, you got to be, oh, you're catching it now. Tell your neighbor, if your children are acting up and you just don't see them getting right, you got to, sometimes God used the closest thing to you to teach you how to, oh, y'all ain't gonna be in here. Tell your neighbor, when you get to where you don't have the health and strength like you used to, you gotta learn how. Because sometimes God will show you that you don't drink enough water, that you don't eat enough fruit. Oh, y'all don't hit me in here. Look at your neighbor and say, God will tell you to leave them collard greens alone. He'll tell you to leave that ham hock alone. He'll tell you to put that ham back in the freezer. Y'all don't hit me in here. Look at your neighbor and say, he'll teach you how to. Tell your neighbor, he'll teach you how to listen. Oh, y'all making me rush my message. Look at somebody and say, he'll teach you how to listen. So Ezekiel is sitting in the midst of the dry bones, and the Lord said, Son of man, can these bones live again? Ezekiel didn't say, Lord, now these bones are dry. Oh, Lord, they ain't gonna never come alive again. Ezekiel said, Lord, thou knowest. Let me tell you, when you start living for the glory or the expression or the splendor or the exhibit of who God is, for him to be able to become light in you, when you learn to become living that way, you will start saying, Lord, thou knowest. Y'all don't hear me? What are you saying, Pastor? When I'm in a situation when I don't know what to do, which way to go,